Now, even as there's been frightening reports of a severe shortage of medical oxygen supplies in hospitals across the country, the government on Monday admitted that more COVID patients are suffering breathlessness in this second wave than any other symptom, leading to a greater need for oxygen this time round.
As people scramble for oxygen all over the country and measures are taken to ramp up production, the government today admitted that in the second wave there are more patients who need oxygen. There has been 54.5% more supplemental oxygen requirement in the second wave as compared to 41.4% in the first wave. 47.5% patients have reported shortness of breath as a symptom in the second wave as compared to 41.7% in the first wave. But as people gasp for breath, the government claims that it has more to do with panic for hospitalization and an irrational use of oxygen.
So there was a panic, people wanted to get admitted to hospitals and therefore the oxygen requirement suddenly shot up, and rationalized use of oxygen is very important. All hospitals and all physicians ensure that the oxygen usage has to be very rationalized, one, and number two, wastage of oxygen should not happen.
This comes a day after Union Minister Piyush Goyal claimed that state governments should keep demand for oxygen under control, a statement that received criticism by opposition leaders.
राज्य सरकारों को हमने अनुरोध किया कि वो उस पर भी थोड़ा नजर रखें, निगरानी रखें, और डिमांड साइड मैनेजमेंट भी उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है जितना सप्लाई साइड मैनेजमेंट, और कोविड फैलाव को रोकना राज्य सरकारों की जिम्मेदारी है.
Congress leader Digvijay Singh called it stupid and the government's failure to plan for emergency, while another Congress leader, Manish Tiwari, said that the minister was passing the buck when people are dying. The silver lining, the government experts say, is that the rate of deaths has not increased. There is only a marginally higher proportion of patients in the younger age group despite the opening up of activities. The government today also cautioned about the irrational use of remdesivir and other drugs.
So it's important to understand that remdesivir is not the magic bullet and it is not a drug which is decreasing mortality. Remdesivir was shown to be useful only in those patients who were hospitalized, who had fall in oxygen saturation and had infiltrates on the chest X-ray. It is useful only in moderate illness.
The government added that other drugs like tocilizumab, Fabiflu or Favipiravir can be used as supportive treatment, but there is not enough scientific proof in their favor, so they should be used judiciously. And all the protocols that have been issued by the government for treatment should be followed strictly. In New Delhi with camera person Sushil Rathi, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.